Step into the spotlight.
Okay, so here's the deal, guys. This story could be good if the writers wanted it to be. It could be good. The problem is they don't know what direction to go in. You know, just like I said before in one of my live streams, in a business, if times are hard, you don't make new products that could fail. You rebrand old products, or you rebrand new products under the old names. You know what I mean? Like you take something and you change an ingredient or so and you call it the same thing and it's cheaper. Basically, that's what Marvel has done. They've taken all of these names like Captain America, Wolverine, Beast, all these different characters, Hulk, and they give it to different people. Or they give it cheaper writers. And then that's what you get. You get a cheaper product that hopefully they can make the same amount of money on and actually get profit out of it. And that's what's happened to this all-new Wolverine. This should be called X-23. They should just call it X-23. Or Wolverine X-23. You know, something like, not all-new Wolverine, not have her be by herself as Wolverine. She's not Wolverine. This whole storyline is about how she's not Wolverine. And so we're continuing on in this story. I talked about it last month's comic, so we're talking about it again, or this week's. Laura Kinney is Wolverine. You know, enough said. So this story is, let's see. They got the page recap art, really? Let's see, where's the writer at? Okay, so Tom Taylor's the writer, Juan Cabal's the artist, Nolan Woodard is the color artist. Okay, you got it. I'm not going to talk about the letterer because it's just not that big of a deal. I'm tired of these letterers and these editors acting like they're part of the comic book. So, okay, we get these little cutscenes here, and it's kind of ominous. It's kind of dark, I got to tell you. It says, basically we see X-23 here, and he's laying here on this operating table, and they've just been basically torturing him, trying to get him to talk, and torturing him in the most barbaric of ways. So one of them actually gets tired, and the guy has to take over. And then we cut to this extremely awkward scene here where X-23 is laying out on a table, he's bleeding, and you can almost see every bit of his privates. Like it's right on the edge of seeing all of his privates. And for some reason he's hairless everywhere. I don't know. Maybe he shaves his whole body. But I mean, he is gay. Maybe they're trying to be stereotypical with gay people. You know how they're stereotypical about everybody else. So anyway, he's talking about how he's going to get him to talk. You know, that person was a good person, but he's not such a good person. So he starts trying to cut into him, but he has forgotten about Wolverine's claws. So Wolverine ejects his claws, cuts his arm. While he's fumbling back, he stabs him in the face, and then cuts himself out and proceeds to change clothes with the guy. Okay, you got it. All right, so now we're back at the home of Megan and Debbie. And what's so funny is there's just a helicopter just sitting in the street, just blocking the street. They just parked a helicopter, and they're in the house now. So they're sitting around, and Gabby is just staring at the mother that Laura has rescued, because technically it's her mom too. So she's just staring at her, you know, and they're examining her. Beast and Angel are there, you know, to help examine her. And one thing I think is funny, they got the little Wolverine sitting there, and he's got his little Wolverine outfit on. Isn't that cute? I just thought that was funny. But so they're trying to talk to the mother about what's going on. I'm trying to say, what's her name again? I can't remember Laura's mom. I think it's Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. So they're trying to ask her what's going on. And they drew Laura very awkward. They just drew her big and bulky, like kind of on her arms, like just kind of a lot of water weight going on there. Not really muscular, just kind of bloated. But anyway, so Sarah and her mom, or Sarah and Laura are talking. And so then we cut to this other scene, and I don't like the way that they drew the Wolverine because he looks like a ferret. Can you not draw a Wolverine? That doesn't look like a Wolverine, that looks like a ferret. But that's just I know that the art people at Marvel are not that good right now. But does it not? Does it not look like a ferret to you? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into this. So let's cut to one of the most cringy parts about this book. She says, "Don't worry about it. I'm Abby. I'm your daughter too." She says, "Really?" She says, "Yeah. I'm sure this comes as a bit as a surprise, but I promise I'll make the bonding transition smooth." Oh God, nobody talks like that. Kids don't talk like that. She says, "I've already planned some intense but quality mother-daughter time." Says, "We're going to start by binge watching 8 movies where princesses smash the patriarchy." Yes, they said patriarchy in this Marvel comic. "And we're going to braid Jonathan's hair." And the little Wolverine Jonathan's like, But you can't braid his hair. His fur's too short. You can't. That's not physically possible. But anyway. And so Beast is leaving and taking Angel with him. And the Wolverine's tail is wagging, and Wolverines don't wag their tails, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He's not a dog, he's a Wolverine. Learn how animals act. But anyway, so she's talking about braiding Beast's hair, and he says it's not going to happen. And then we cut to the next scene, and Daken is putting the guy's clothes on, trying to disguise himself, and he says, let's find out what kind of lair these people have. So he walks up the stairs, and it's literally somebody's house. Like it's just a house. And so he sees a picture of the family sitting there. He walks up, and he starts hearing somebody talk. He says, "Can I get you anything, Sarah?" And I was like, oh. And then he walks in the next room, and he sees a TV playing that has Laura and Gabby in it. And they're just watching it. And says, "I'm fine, Debbie. Thank you. I have everything I need." And he's like, "Laura? What?" And that's when you realize that something's wrong with Sarah, and they're looking through Sarah's eyes. Like this is a camera, and they're got a live feed through her. So then X-23 comes in there, or not X-23, Daken comes in there, and she's like, "Oh, that's not my husband," and then attacks him. He goes running, and then we're cut back to the family as they're talking, and you can tell something's not right with Sarah because she's talking about the Maramusa blade, which we talked about in the last issue, where it has a bit of Wolverine's soul in it, and it goes back to the fight where Wolverine fought Daken and then, took his claws out, buried him with the sword, and all that kind of stuff. And Sarah is asking Laura where the blade is, trying to see if she knows. And she finds out that she does. She says, "Well, you need to get rid of it." She goes, "Well, I'll have it thrown in the sun." And says, "Do it now." So basically what she's trying to do is she's trying to get Laura to go get the blade for her so that she can get it. That's what's going on there. We cut back to Daken getting attacked by the guy's dogs. He goes outside, and he's growling, and the dogs are like, "Oh, I don't know about that." So she says, "Everyone, it's Daken." He says, "Everybody." Turns around, there's 3 cars full of goons with machine guns. And he says, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me," or "Oh, come on." So then he's running away from him as he's getting shot at. And the thing I didn't like here is it almost looks like the dogs got shot too. And I was like, that's not nice. I'm always one of those guys in the movie that if something happens to the dog, I get really upset, Like the people will die, but if the dog dies, we riot kind of type of things. But so he drags the guy out, basically throws the dog in there like a missile. The dog's chewing the guy up. He jumps in the car, takes off. And that's when Laura and everybody hears the gunfire too, so that means they're not that far away. They've actually been in a house pretty close by. So she goes outside to investigate, leads Gabby in there. She says, "No, I'm not leaving you. I need you to protect them." And she goes, "Oh, right, of course." And then she's like, "Shing, shing, go." And she looks really serious. I just think that was a fun part. And it goes to show you that this book could be a lot better than it is. They could have done this book a lot better if the writers could continually do a good job. It almost feels like a couple of different people are writing this book. You know what I mean? It's like it's incomplete and pieced together like a mismatching puzzle sometimes. So Daken's running from him. He rounds a corner. There's Laura. She jumps in front of the car and says, "Get out." He says, "No, get in." He says, "They're right behind me." She says, "Who are?" And that's when he turns around and you see his arm starting to heal a little bit. And he says, "What the heck is going on?" Because the people are just gone. They've vanished. And so there's Daken standing there looking a little rough because he hasn't shaved in a couple of days. And that's where it ends. And, you know, pretty much, like I said before, this book has the potential to be good, but they just won't do it. They won't even. And I don't really know why, because right there you see, I think that they're just not experienced. I don't know who this Tom Taylor is, but it seems like they're having trouble in this story because some of the humor is just not funny. It makes you think that they're trying to push something in there that doesn't fit, and that's when it's not funny. When it seems organic, it's funny. You know, have the kid act like a kid. When she does, it's funny. Get an artist that can draw animals and have Laura be X-23 and not Wolverine. That's all you got to do, and this book could be good. They should have named this all new X-23. And then put in quotations the Wolverine or something. You know that would have been a little bit better. And let's have Daken not laying there naked. You know, I don't care to see that. And then also, I don't know if there's anything. Maybe draw Gabby a little bit cuter in some of these scenes because they don't really know how to draw kids. They just have her drawn like some kind of scary looking doll. And then maybe learn how to draw Laura more like either make Laura muscular or make her look more like a female, because you've got her looking kind of weird, mannish. She doesn't really have any boobs. I mean, it's just kind of You know what I mean? We don't want them. Why do these look like just? It's like I'm watching a sitcom. These are just regular folk, except they're badly drawn. You know what I mean? Draw them like comic people. But anyway, that's all I got to say. Tell me what you think about this comic. Tell me if you've already been reading it. And let me know in the comments if you want me to do anything else. I don't really know what I'm going to look at next, but if you want to give me some advice, it'd be good. But just let me know if I'm doing a good job, and have a great day, guys. Underground Geek out.